All right, this is going to be our final sunset check-in of the spring with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, because on Wednesday, the 49ers are going to pack it in for the spring. The 49ers will hold their final veteran minicamp practice before the long 6 or so week haul until training camp, which begins on July 23rd. And I got a dark horse player to watch who emerged at Tuesday's practice because, as you know, the starter, Jake Brendel, is out with knee tendonitis right now. They expect him to be back for training camp. And his direct backup, the starting right guard, but the guy who moves into the center position to fill in, John Feliciano, he was also out. He was watching from the side on Tuesday. So Ben Bartch got some action for the 49ers. And this is a player who they poached off of Jacksonville's practice squad mid-season last year for offensive line depth, but he didn't see much game action. Now, the reason that he wasn't that big of a factor last year might have been because he was still regaining strength from a dislocated knee that he suffered in 2022. But the further Ben Bartch gets away from that injury, the stronger he gets and the more of a factor he might be for the 49ers. This is a team looking for more quality interior line depth and maybe even potentially a starter in the future. And if Ben Bartch can continue to progress strength-wise, he's going to get some opportunities at both guard spots and center. And the 49ers need to be better at center than they were last year. I don't think Jake Brendel did a great job anchoring, and they might have had some communication issues down the stretch in the Super Bowl because they did give up those 9 unblocked pressures on blitzes to the Chiefs, and the center position in this Shanahan scheme is very reliant on dictating where the blocking is going to happen, calling out protections. So it's a cerebral position, and it needs to be a physical position as well against some of the bigger, stronger nose tackles in this league. And I think in some of the run blocking situations last year, that's where Jake Brendel struggled, and I think that's where Ben Bartch, as he re-strengthens following that 2022 knee injury, that's where he can really contribute. Now, John Feliciano can also play center for San Francisco, and a lot of the shuffle inside is going to depend on how much Dominic Pooney impresses them. If Spencer Burford can take the needed stride, because those guys are contenders at the guard positions. This is Aaron Banks's contract year at the left guard position, but depending on who's able to grab those jobs at guard, especially right guard, well, that might influence where John Feliciano can play. And Feliciano has a full NFL year of starting experience at the center position already with the New York Giants, so he might be able to push Jake Brendel. And who knows, maybe Ben Bartch, the dark horse of the day that I talk about right now, maybe he also will be able to push Brendel and Feliciano at center, or at least give the 49ers quality depth at a position that is so important in front of Brock Purdy. The battery of the offense is the center and the quarterback. The center is calling out those protections. The quarterback is obviously calling out and diagnosing the plays. You've got to have strong performances from both to make this Shanahan offense sing. And we're going to have a lot more of this in the fall. Cool locations from San Francisco, and obviously awesome food from around the Bay Area, especially the sandwiches. And today's, well, it wasn't up here in San Francisco. It was down in Palo Alto on the way home from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. It was Fambrini's, one of the favorites over on El Camino Real in Palo Alto. This is the chimichurri surf and turf. Tri-tip, shrimp, of course, add avocado. That's the sandwich recommendation of the day. A beautiful one here with the Golden Gate Bridge fading into the sunset.